My name is Rhapsody, his name is sneakyteak, and welcome back to the Ladder Streak for another week. How's it going, bud?
It's going well. I'm glad to be here. All warmed up from a little luck be a landlord. Now excited to reintroduce the micro to the game.
For those of you who are wondering what the reference to Luck Be a Landlord is, because Luck Be a Landlord will come out, I believe, one day after this.
Oh, that's weird.
Oh no, it's completely fine. I'm more than happy to
perfect
to do it as well, and this is the right opportunity to do so. Teak and I have a series of looking at a game that neither of us have looked at, which is starting with Luck Be a Landlord. You'll see that in this same slot tomorrow, so keep an eye out for it. There will be links in the description down below to the playlist it'll be in, although that'll be empty if this video is less than 24 hours old.
When you start having to cross promote your own content, is that when you're truly a YouTuber, Raps?
100%. Oh,
that's
yes.
A rival, right? Okay.
It's, I mean,
I would like to board this train.
I imagine that that's not really analogous in the streaming world much at all.
Right.
Just because what else are you going to tell
really.
them to go and watch? It's the stream.
The stream that's on. Well, yeah, I talk about upcoming events. Yeah, but no, it's very different. Yeah.
So
speaking of very different, Defect coming off of the silent run last week.
Oh, it is going to be a great time. I've been playing a lot of Defect over the course of this last week. I had a I was thinking about it while I was downstairs just before the start of the recording for this. I had a Defect 820 heart. Is it shrunk? Sorry?
I can't see the death symbol.
Oh yeah, of course, because we had to change. Sorry, this is a bit quick. Because we had to change it for the size of the Luck Be a Landlord. There we
magic.
go. That makes sense. Yeah, no, I was thinking that it was downstairs because I had a really good run with the Defect over the course of that week. It was an A20 heart win. I cannot remember for the life of me what I did in it. I just know one. It was a power span deck. No, it was on stream. It was it was a creative AI pickup and then a bunch of buffers. I don't think it had
Defect
aberrations
4 storms.
like that. Yes.
Did it have storms?
Oh yeah. I put a single storm in myself, but then the creative AI gave me more.
Was giving you more? Yeah. That's maybe my favorite Defect run of all time that I had 4 storms in the base deck, and it just wins really fast. You're like, is this card good? And by the 4th one that you play, it's good.
They're pretty good by that point, definitely. Although, you know, the being locked out of the opening hand is a little rough. It is nice, though. Boot sequence is innate and 0 cost. And then if you upgrade the storms, they become innate as well. And you can overfill your opening hand with an 8. If you have more than 5 innate cards, but your opening hand can only fit 5 cards, it'll just draw more. It'll go to the amount of innate cards you have.
All the way up to hand cap. Yep.
Oh, it's so good. We've got 21 damage to obtain a rare relic here. We have a particularly spicy elite path up here. It's 4 elites.
We have to do it.
Oh,
Aren't we max
elite as well? Oh, okay. We need to find out how we do that. And is this even part of that? Or is the random potions what we need instead?
Well, if we have a merchant, then I think random rare relic is worth 21 life. I think most random rare relics here are gonna, like Tori pays for itself, I think.
Definitely. Oh, for some reason this game sounds a little louder to me than it typically does. I'm just going to drop it about 7% now.
I've been having wonkiness with the audio recently too. I feel like that's just part of being a maker of game content.
Yeah. Honestly, it feels like almost every software that I interact with that updates wants to then reset all audio settings. And I have to very meticulously set them in the first place, so please don't.
Yes. And then you're like, well, I'll just use the Windows volume mixer, right? Oh, that was an early turbo. You're going for speed, buddy?
It was an exceedingly early turbo. I'm thinking about the possibility of getting something from this that we're really happy to have a turbo with.
Okay.
Do we give up even more health?
Yes. Right before the shop. I think so.
I'm so terrified.
I think so.
All right.
There's some good There's some good stuff here. It's not like absurd, but it's good.
It's good enough. That Sunder could just be the damage that gets us through the upcoming elites.
Yep.
Rainbow suddenly It is good. It's just in terms of getting us through the chain of elites we're about to go through.
No, I agree.
So if we're taking Sunder,
I think I take the Sunder most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm taking that as a given. It's just, what do we pair with it? Get a hologram?
So that leaves us at 73. So we've got 117 left.
Mm-hmm.
We can buy 2 potions or 1. There's a defragment, which is always tempting. Focus is just such a critical component, you know? And even unupgraded, you take the defragment and you take the Sunder, and that's 70 and 72, 142. So we've got 48 left, which is not enough to buy a potion. So then we're barred from potions, right?
Still enough to get
Sunder
hologram,
Hollow. Yeah. Sunder Hollow defrag. That's not bad.
It's not bad. It ought to be able to get us through a fair few things.
I think so, especially at Ascension 3. We might have to do more resting than we'd like, but... Jeez, man. This is pushing up to the limits.
It really, really is.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a shop after these. We can capitalize on the 50 to 80 gold pretty easily.
I think that's actually the play. I think the other play is just too dangerous on this run. That's huge. We should buy 3. I think I would have bought 3 just to see, just for the optionality.
Very fair, very fair.
Huge, though. Huge. So, is this our cultist pot?
So we're probably opening the fight with a Sunder, or maybe even hollowing back a Zap. Let's actually look at the draw pile with this. So we're not waking up the enemy this turn. Next turn, if we have the Sunder, turn after if we have the Sunder as well. Sunder would be only 1 in 2 cycles of the deck otherwise. 3 defends does get us to only take 1 damage, but 2 defends still keeps 8 on us.
I think I play the cultist here. Opens up a potion slot. It's not going to be nearly as impressive against Gremlin, where we're just playing Distilled Chaos. And against Tri-Sentries, defends are 9 blocks.
True. Right, we do have that against the Tri-Sentries.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it for that reason. I was thinking about the possibility of leaving it for the Tri-Sentries fight.
Yeah, that's a good one. And we have Sunder there too. And if this fight goes quite well, I think we upgrade Sunder.
We'll leave this as long as we possibly can, but that's Sunder once every 2 cycles right now, unfortunately.
Do we have the... Oh, good. We have the discard. Perfect.
We know exactly what 3 cards would be played by Distilled Chaos.
Yeah.
If one of them was a defend, I would actually do it.
That's right.
Sadly, none are.
Yeah.
We could fish for a skill?
Yeah, we can't win here, right?
No.
Our strikes are hitting for 9.
I really don't want to lose 10.
It's a lot. It basically bars us from the Sunder, right? I think we do pop this skill pot. I think we do. It feels weird to use double potion here, but... Right. Boot sequence or stack, either one, is a total save.
Stacks in the deck consistently past this point.
Chill's not quite enough here, unfortunately, to get us over the limit. Yeah, stack and boot sequence block like the same amount almost, and then we have stack to help out. That's a good point. Go defend, strike stack, or defend, dual cast stack.
Yeah, the dual cast definitely is a result of the excuse me, excess that we're running in power. Just give me another defend game.
Yeah.
I think this one we do just take the 10.
No way around it.
It'd just be the Distilled Chaos, but we really need to leave that for the Gremlin Knob fight, as you mentioned.
At least the fight's done.
Last card had to be the Sunder there. Ooh, ceramic fish.
Yeah.
Nice.
Ooh.
Saves us in almost every scenario. We can try and manipulate things such that Tori gives us very low damage static discharge buffs. This may even be our first upgrade.
That's kind of cool, actually. I do like that. I like that over the other unupgraded defragment. We've already got a fair bit of upgrade debt, you know? I think I upgrade Sunder here still. I think that I'm genuinely scared of this next fight, but Sunder is a great hit from Distilled Chaos. It's a lot of damage against Gremlin, and it's much more likely to kill a Tri-Sentry if it's upgraded.
So it's 8 additional damage against the Gremlin. Because we'll probably, we may end up playing it
playing
times,
it at least once.
16, but we're playing it at least once, you're right. The static discharge, if we upgrade it, although I guess the upgrade is only adding an extra 4 damage, but it does give us the ability to continually evoke past that point. It's largely the fact that like a really bad fight against the Gremlin Knob, having an upgraded Sunder won't save us.
Yeah, that's true, and we don't have the Cultist Pot, which might have been a mistake, honestly. I thought that we were going to come out better from that Lagu fight. I agree that Static Discharge... I can see the argument that Static Discharge comes out slightly ahead for Gremlin compared to Sunder, right?
Does it not also... Well, I know this is going to, like, dunk a sentry off the field, but the same comparison of being able to defend for 5, take only 1 to the Tory, and generate 2 Static Discharges feels like a reasonable way to get through the others as well.
I like it.
Cool. Also further incentivize extra power gain.
I think we defrag, and I think we play Distilled Chaos on turn 1.
Yeah, exactly, right? Because we don't want it to be playing skills. So we defrag and zap, because if Hollow hits, we want it to get the zap back in hand.
That's a good call. That's a good call. Interesting.
Well, I mean, if we draw Sunder, we're playing Sunder by itself, so...
Yeah. We won. We beat this fight. We made it.
Now it really ought to have been the Sunder upgrade. Wouldn't have made a difference, apparently, though. Ooh.
Regal Pillow is actually huge. There's a good chance that we have to rest right here, right?
There is a pretty large chance that we end up resting here at the absolute least.
Do you take Steam Barrier here?
Right, it gives us the ability to defend on the same turn as the Sunder. It's
gives us
your variable defense. It's
weird number.
Pretty good with the Tory. Let's take at least 1 copy of it.
I think we need to be a bit more defensive going into this upcoming gauntlet. I'm actually, I don't want to keep harkening back to another show, but I keep catching my brain going into Luck Be a Landlord learning mode. Like, whatever, just click it. It's not a big deal. We'll just lose and start another run.
Exactly. We'll just lose and start another season.
There are no takesies backsies in ladder. You cannot die. You die in real life. You have to. It's serious.
It really is a hard commitment. Yeah, it's
right?
got to be. It's got to be the rest. I'm just thinking about the next upgrade in the next area. I guess we have more time, so we have to figure out what that's going to be.
No, but it's good to forecast because you might end up finding that you don't rest there. You just take the preserved insect, right?
Yeah.
Just click it.
But it's still
on max elites.
It makes me sad that
I know we could have upgraded and taken the waffle, and that would have been pretty delightful. Yeah, that's true. What about Bullseye?
What about Bullseye? He's not a boss.
I feel okay about it actually. Especially with the defragment. I feel good about this Bullseye actually.
Let's do it.
And then we're kind of done taking dumb damage stuff, you know. Nice. Take damage on purpose. Take 1 damage in order to create 2 lightning. Seems worth.
Hell of an opener here for us. This one feels like we're going to be taking 11 damage.
Maybe not. Ooh, I think I went for the dual cast first there in case dual cast strike killed one. Or dual cast Bullseye.
Wait, can dual cast strike kill any?
9, 18 plus Bullseye is 9 more or 8 more.
Oh, the Bullseye will never hit the lock onto them.
Kills. I know, just for the damage. Dual cast Bullseye exactly kills the back line. 1 in 9 times. I mean, this is vanishingly unlikely, right? But there was a world where it saved us a lot of health. But as it is, we're only taking 11. Certainly not the end of the world. And maybe we won't take 11.
Exactly. Maybe the static discharge.
Yeah. Maybe we still get the exact same effect. Come on, do it. That's the wrong one. But it was a good idea. It was a good idea.
Except,
You know, Sunder is a card that exists in this deck.
Apparently. You wouldn't know it to look at it.
Yeah. I love this multicast.
Ooh. I was not even considering the multicast. What do
Really?
we I mean, I guess amplifies the damage from the bullseye.
Multicast, the reason that I'm excited about multicast is, in terms of cards that you can splash and expect to get good value out of, this one's pretty high on the list. You can almost always find a thing to do with it in the in-game that's powerful, whether it's nuking down some single-target fights like Maw with a Dark Orb that you find, whether it's producing large bursts of block with a Frost Orb, going together with Chemical X, which is really good on Defect because of multicast, Reinforced Body, and Tempest. But the big reason is that there's a turbo in the deck. And basically, whenever there's any energy boost in the deck, I'm looking for good, dense cards that I might be able to use then with that, right? We have the Sunder to get more value out of a turn. This is another really good one. And we have Defragment, so it's already doing something, but it will get better, I think.
I'm always pretty keen to...
Right, like in the worst case, we turbo right here, play Steam Barrier, play Multicast. That's 40 damage. We're killing one of them. And
both of them.
That's pretty good.
Ooh, so does the do we take the cool-headed as a result of having... I mean, cool-headed's pretty good by base regardless. But I also do want large block numbers that are slightly lower than an enemy's attack for the sake of the Torii and static discharge build. Let's just take the cool-headed now, though.
Yeah. Leap is great. You don't need Frost Orb. I have to emphasize this all the time. I think there's a common misconception that the only way that Defect can scale enough in-game block to beat Heart and Act 3 bosses is with Frost Orbs, but actually some of my best Defect runs don't use any Frost at all. Defect has really good block cards, and then you just use all your orb slots for damage.
Yeah, the block core, especially with Reinforced Body, is just really, really, really good.
We're going to get hit this turn.
So we are. We get defense that will disappear by the next turn as well from the static discharge.
But that's okay. We're just turning it into damage, right? What can we hologram, if anything?
Cool-headed strikes, unless we really want to increase the enemy strength a decent amount. I mean, we're going to have to kill... Oh, no, not definitely next turn.
There's like a really weird play where we... Oh no, it's not quite enough because the enemy will buff. I was like, you can hologram, dual cast, and then dual cast and multicast. It's not good play. We shouldn't do it. We should probably static discharge.
Yeah, let's settle for those.
It's a silly play.
This is where we really wanted to see that Sunder. Apparently, we really didn't add one to the deck. I mean, we can still just throw both the defense down.
Bullseye makes these 4s too. What can we kill with Flex Potion this turn? 12. Yes, we had a kill with Flex Potion. But we'll keep it for the next act because I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, I'm reasonably happy to keep it. Also, like putting the Guardian down on turn 2, maybe one of the good usages of it.
That's true. That's true. That's probably worth more than the 16 life or whatever.
Compile Driver?
Always tempted by draw that also masquerades as front-loaded damage.
Especially when we already have
excess
charge
battery.
in the deck. Ooh,
Honestly,
another odd
Defect is the
number.
class where I feel most comfortable skipping energy relics because Defect has so many good ways to manipulate energy. And if I leave Act 1 with a turbo and a charge battery, I can actually survive Act 2 without having to take Ectoplasm, as an example, right? A little bit hairier when you're doing max elites, but we already have now Sustain and Birdfaced Urn, and we've got Preserved Insect, and we have Gremlin Horn, which is really great for Act 2 elites, right? So I feel good about taking defense that has an energy interaction, even if it's not necessarily energy positive.
Yeah, it also feels like next floor, as we go through all of the elites, we are going to be able to get a huge amount of value out of, honestly, probably just rolling into an elite fight and going, this is 20 health. This is 20 health that we're about to lose.
Yeah.
We'll heal it with a Regal Pillow. We'll start healing with the Birdface Urn. We're just going to accept that we've lost that 20 health and defend as much as we can.
Yeah. Charge Battery also great for Guardian, for what it's worth. We still have to beat Guardian, which It's easy to think that Guardian is free, but Guardian is not free.
If it were free, this would be an easy upgrade on the defrag right now, or the Sunder.
It may still be a defrag upgrade. Like, what's our block density, right?
Really
I love
low.
the sorting. Type sort here is pretty good.
Let's hit that.
4 defends and a charge battery. There's also a cool-headed,
And
a steam barrier.
Hologram burns out. We're not really going to consider that defense.
But the problem is that this thing that imperils it, right? If we had a little bit better core damage, then we totally win this fight by upgrading defragment and playing cool-headed every time and filling the slots with frost, getting 2 or 3 frost, right? But then how do we do damage? All of our damage is lightning.
Oh,
Lightning
here's how we do
strikes.
damage. We wait for the enemy to do their 2x4, 5x4. We take 4 damage and we do 8 lightning.
Bop, 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 bop. And that clears the phase, right?
Yeah, so that means, like, again, defrag or Sunder. Pretty easy upgrades here.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be close. I think we get away with this defragment upgrade, but I do think there's like 5% of worlds or 10 where we die.
Do we
think I'm willing
want to
accept
avoid that
though.
risk?
We should be at Ascension 3, but I don't know. Maybe I primed my mind the wrong way. I think we can get away with this, and we'll be so much happier with one more upgrade going into the next act.
Yeah, it's the next floor. Like, if we have another max elite path that wants us to take, no normal fights and 4 elites, I really want to roll in there with already an upgraded defrag.
Yes, agree.
Enemy's about to block. Do we maybe throw out 10 extra damage with the... Because the way we hard lose is the enemy's still standing next turn.
Yeah, what is
we have
our...
3
what is our
other
draw chance
attacks
on
in the
that?
deck and a Sunder.
Then you're right. This is our flex. This is the price of the defrag upgrade, which I think is a fair price. Cool. Static discharge is here. Dual cast is a quick split. If we want that. I think we want to leave hologram in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe strike dual.
It's just... Oh. Why? This is only going to do 4
orb.
damage.
I know.
Fine. Want to leave him up for as many
Still
passive
substantial.
sources as we could have had. We got some decent defense still left in the deck. Cool-headed find him. Thank you.
Perfect.
I want 1 less defense. Oh, turbo and strike to get the 1 less defense and summon the 2? No, that gives us negative defense on next turn where we might also need it more, but defend and steam barriers.
Actually, next turn, the frost orb. Okay, so I love static discharge because it makes these super complicated turns, right? Because we know what next turn is, too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, what is it still an 8x2 or this Ascension, is it like a 7x2 or something? Because this is a 9 instead of a 10.
Might be a 6x2?
So if it is, then we could go into next turn and not block at all. And the first hit does 1 because of the frost orb. And then the second hit is blocked by the frost orb. And that's actually pretty good. So maybe we are perfect.
No, it's an 8x2.
Okay. Well, then this still works.
Yeah, we can still do the exact same thing.
I wouldn't defend at all. I would just play defragment.
Right,
and
of course.
Call that a turn. Oh yeah, we had Birdface turn too. Forgot about that.
Whenever you receive attack damage, channel 2 lightning. Is there ever a world where we defend and then just double strike, removing the defend, getting 12 damage out, taking 1?
Yeah, that's.
We can even do it with the
Absolutely.
steam barrier and take 0.
Take steam barrier, strike. I like it. We do want to be pretty aggressive, actually. I like it. That seems worth. I hadn't considered that we might be able to sneak some attacks in there too. Are you ready to take 0 damage and do 1,000,000?
10, 7. Yes, we just go for that. Yep.
It's very exciting. Oh man, we almost got the phase change before the attack. All right, I'm super glad we upgraded defragment.
Oh. Bye-bye.
GG. Yeah, fight's done. Pretty aggro.
If we want an AoE solution,
Yeah.
That's an AoE solution and a half right there.
I really like playing with things on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
There's something beautifully tangible about the fact that I can pretend to be.
All right. What is it you want to gesture towards? Is it
my T-Rex hands?
Is it this one? What do you think about this one?
No, please, sir.
No?
Could I?
Is it the amplifier? It's the amplifier?
No,
okay, we'll get the amplifier.
Gosh,
what? No, it's not the amplifier?
No, it's
okay.
it's horrible.
You can go around the amplifier.
Oh yeah, dunk. Slam dunk that hyper beam into the deck, baby.
Hell yeah.
Windmill slam. Oh man. Hey, it's energy.
So it is. I really don't want to take the coffee dripper. I really don't want to take the fusion hammer. Is it just the nuclear battery then?
We have a few things that make nuclear battery great. We have our own energy manipulation, which means that if the fight goes long, we're probably okay. We have dual cast and multicast, which can turn it into a real big burst of energy at certain points to do something really incredible, right? I honestly, I think that nuclear battery is on tier with other energy relics and sometimes better. So I'm always happy to take it. It's pretty rare to have a deck to where it's like, oh man, it's just a lantern, you know?
Yeah.
In fact, that's basically impossible unless you're always playing an unupgraded fission or something, because you're going to evoke it.
Yeah, exactly. It feels like by the time, because a lot of the time in Defect, there's something that I'm looking to set up, right? Like I'm not really playing just the value out of my deck commonly.
Yeah.
So by the time I've set those things up, I don't necessarily need the extra energy per turn, but I've already gotten the burst. It's Ultra Lantern. Okay, we have three elite paths.
Oh yeah, a couple
All
of them
end up here. So we have the
So we're going through
here.
that node, the bow tie. I guess we probably want to go to the shop.
Yeah.
And then decide.
Absolutely, let's get a little bit more information out of that.
I'm hoping we can get Hyper Beam upgraded.
Yep. That. I mean, actually, we can piece off here, right? Get the upgrade before we even go into the first elite fight.
True. And then just do the elite blitz. We have really good relics for these elites. If we can find a way to capitalize on Tori for book, we want weak more than we usually would.
We have the excess energy this turn. Never mind.
Super. Oh!
Why? I don't need all that energy for anything.
We could have so much energy. Getting evoked anyway. You can do it just to flex.
Yeah, it doesn't change anything.
Good night, sweet orb.
More damage than I wanted to take, but that's a cool head.
Cool-headed plus. Boom. I feel good about just getting some orbs into the deck, right? I think the static discharge was better than the other defragment, but it would be nice to have even more focus. We'll get it.
That's what the upcoming store is for.
It's interesting, right?
Defend and then multicast for the 24?
I think so. We want a bag of prep.
We'll be able to afford it and a removal in the next store.
A shocking realization, right? That we wanted a bag of prep. Was dual cast the reason to leave Zap in play, or the frontline lightning? I don't think so.
Yeah. I think it was.
Maybe,
I just don't think we had the ability to utilize it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Isn't it cool how quickly complexity goes up with the defect? Like we've been playing this run for 20 minutes. It's already wild.
It definitely is cool how it does that, but also, man, it leads to mobilization.
Also, please, my brain. Yeah.
So if the cool head here drew the other cool headed, we would be able to hollow the multicast back turbo and then just blow up the enemy. It's very, very optimistic though, but I still think we play the cool headed anyway, so we might want to play to that out possibly.
Okay.
No.
Do you hollow cool headed actually here?
Yep.
Right? That's like just very substantial block. sets us up to maybe like, yeah, turbo, static.
Hyper beam next turn. Would that even be enough? 26. This is going to do a
Yes.
7. Yeah, it'd be exactly
Yeah.
enough.
Okay, then maybe we don't do turbo. Yeah, maximize our chance
Oh,
to find
weakness. That's fine. This is 10,
Well-
19. That's enough.
that. Nice. 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 You found me out. Nice. Maybe our bullseye wants an upgrade. That seems like a great idea. That's exactly the kind of trouble that we're having.
We're taking
And
a lot of
it's
damage
got
on
an
turn one.
upgrade. It's green. It's got the green text. If it
Alright.
say plus,
It's go in the deuce.
if it don't say plus, you must refuse. There are some relics here, dog.
There are... God, our draw is going to be ridiculously... Ah. There are relics here, however... However, maybe there's a Master of Strategy and a Doom and Gloom. Maybe
Yeah.
a charge battery as well, maybe a storm, maybe a steam battery, steam barrier. Maybe it's not relics. Maybe these are cards.
Dude, Pocketwatch is so good.
It is really, really good, but a lot of our turns with the... Well, not a lot of our turns. 0, 0, upgrades to 0. We've got draw, draw, pseudo draw. It will be huge. Like, this will
if
be
you
absolutely
believe-
monumental for us. I am just really looking to try and find a Dark Orb at the moment. Like, a secondary source
Yeah,
of
that's pretty
AoE as
fair.
well that isn't going to lose focus for us, so we have the ability to try and take out the gremlins.
Well, and Bronze Automaton, we need an answer for, because we can't lean on just static discharge for Bronze Automaton. We need to be able to build large damage, and a Dark Orb can do that, especially with energy manipulation and with multicast. It's so hard to turn down Pocketwatch. I genuinely think that it may be the best non-boss relic in the game. It's certainly up there.
Let's do
and
it,
if
and
you-
then play to as many... Like, we've got a later shop, right? So we have another opportunity to possibly pick up the kinds of things that we think we're still in deficit for the Bronze Automaton for.
Yeah.
My
It's
main
so much
concern still
consistency.
lies with the gremlin fight.
Yeah. That's fair.
Let's do it. There's no
Criminally,
way
though,
it's
we
another
have-
steam barrier based on the fact we took that, right?
You don't have to play the cards. And when you draw a hand of 8 cards and you have a couple steam barriers in there, you'll feel pretty good about it. Oftentimes, Pocketwatch is performing really well when it's proccing like every other turn.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can do a few different things. This is part of the reason why I think it's so good. If you think that you're going to have specific cards you want to play to set up, which is probably true for everyone, but particularly Defect, then you can draw through 60% faster. And then otherwise, you can just have this alternation effect to where you play 3 cards and then you have a huge turn. 3 cards, huge turn. And so things like Steam Barrier are actually fine. You don't play them on your 3-card turn, and then you have this really burst turn every other turn.
Mm-hmm. So we got to think about our turn in kind of like batch sequences. Like we've got this turn, next turn.
Yeah.
Think of both
Yeah.
of them together. Sure.
I think this Steam Barrier is totally fine. Yeah. The consomme. Ooh la la.
I like that
I do.
card so
I
much.
think that there. Honestly, Doom and Gloom Master of Strategy was a really good plan, and a lot of me was convinced that it was the plan. But I just wanted to offer that Pocketwatch is incredible. Like here, we just play the 1 strike, and we have so much more consistency next turn.
Yeah. A lot of the time, the third or the fourth in the instance of the Pocketwatch, a lot of the time the fourth card you would have played just isn't valuable anyway. Like it's
Yeah.
6
yeah.
damage or it's
Yeah.
excess
Like
block.
basically you're asking, will I trade 6 damage for 3 cards? And upgraded turbo gets better with Pocketwatch, which sounds super weird, but these turns, like hologramming a turbo for 3 energy would be real nice.
Really would. So Sunder, Bullseye, this is doing 10, so
Oh.
evoking that with a dual cast would be 30. 54.
Are you gonna duel hollow duel?
Oh, I was thinking more like a hollow the turbo back, get the 2 energy from that. We use the Sunder, we turbo, we Bullseye, and then we dual cast. Which I guess would be Bullseye, then do all the rest of that, then dual cast at the end and turbo Sunder at the end.
then in this case, Bullseye Duel, Hollow Duel is actually better energy than the Turbo anyway. It leaves us with a little bit less next turn, but it puts us in a position to just win this turn, I think.
Yeah,
Bullseye
that's a calculation I want, right? So
yeah.
Bullseye is the 8, the enemy gets 3, so we can just
16.
subtract that from that 5 damage so far. 30 damage more dealt with the Lightning Orb that doesn't evoke Malleable, so 35 total. And then the Sunder is another 24. If only this were upgraded. It actually still wouldn't be enough, it'd be one off.
But we'll have 4 energy. So we'll be able to play Sunder and Static Discharge. Maybe the enemy dies on their own on the second hit. Seems kind of whack, right?
Mm-hmm. What if
we
just...
Defend, and Hologram is a substantial block.
Yeah. Defend,
right?
Hologram. Would it even change if we got another defend in there? So that's 13. The enemy's hit is second is 16. If we got another defend in... Yeah, it'd save us, what, 2 HP to get the extra defend back. So instead, we'd go Holo, defend, and Static Discharge.
Or, I mean, we can still do the other thing, which was... We can still go Bullseye, Duel, Hollow, Duel, Static, Defend. We can have it. We can have our cake and eat it too here.
Love it. I hate having to choose what to do with my cake.
What if you don't have to choose and you can only eat?
With the extra strike, we would have been able to make it as well. So rude. That is in the world where the Sunder was upgraded.
Right. I was like, what? Now I get you. See what I mean with Pocketwatch, though? Like, you don't even care that next turn you don't get the draw because you just had such an explosive turn.
Mm-hmm.
Ideally, it was 12 points of damage more explosive, but... Speaking of explode...
No kidding, right?
Wow. But you gotta take the capacitor, right?
Yeah, gives us the ability to hold more things out with the Static Discharge. That is going to be, like, huge for our game plan of killing the heart in particular, right?
Well, and just getting through Bronze Automaton, width and height. I usually call focus, like, height, and orb slots or loops, width, when talking about orb value.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, like, a massive increase in our long fight ability. Plus, it's 2 health.
It's not half bad. Just throw the extra damage against the backline.
Yeah, we don't Blessing of the Forge this, right?
No, I think we still save that for an elite fight.
I agree. Oh, I should have poured another cup of coffee, Raps. Oh my gosh.
Fading a little?
I'm not fading, but I'm recognizing my mortal coil. I can feel it.
It does happen, unfortunately. The skin creeps in from time to time.
Oh, Raps.
Some sort of like turbo, hollow, bullseye, multicast, big turn situation.
Yes, exactly.
I love it. I just want to make sure that it actually does lethal. So the frontliner is going to take... Because we'd be bullseying the backliner, right? So that means the frontliner ends up taking 4 orbs to die? 4 evokes? With the energy of the bullseye on the backline and then the turbo that we also have to play, we lose 2, we gain 2 back with the turbo, so the multicast is only going out 4 times. However, no, we don't. We also don't have the Static Discharge up. It's further in the deck. It's a big turn. Costs us 12 HP, though. We could hit a Bursting of the Forge before it, though. Try and get an extra energy out, get an extra cast from the multicast. Suddenly we're getting 6 instead.
What if, instead, we multicast this Plasma Orb? How big is the turn then?
Well,
how do we do it, first off?
Yeah, how do we spend the rest of our energy? It would, like, at the moment, it would be Cool-Headed, see if that draws into either Cool-Headed or Zap. Otherwise, we have to use the Hollow to get back the Cool-Headed in order to start this.
Cool-Headed.
Or we could Hollow back the Dual Cast, throw that, and then multicast this. But then we're, 2 energy into the multicast. We just get back to 4 total. Unless we use the turbo.
Well, we have a turbo.
Get us to 8.
4, and then we're at 8 energy.
Then what do we do? Just Draw.
We would
I
need to be
guess?
drawing more, right? Like we would actually maybe hologram to the cool-headed plus, and then go cool-headed, cool-headed. Then we end up with 6 energy, but yeah. It's so these are the kinds of turns to where you wish that you had a quick intuition as to which line was the best, right?
Mhm.
It's like, is it going to be better to just burst a bunch of damage down right here? Are we needing to take the hits from this bird, or can we plan to block them? I would say that my intuition is the line which allows us to see the most cards is going to be the best. Whatever that line is. Whatever line allows us to draw and play.
I think that line should start with cool-headed, and then we have more information to be able to decide what to do.
Cool.
Okay, so we do have the ability to throw the plasma orb forward with the
Nice.
zap.
Nice. And then do turbo multi. That's an incredible turn then.
Mm-hmm. It's just what are we doing with the rest of that turn? I guess we can pull back Sunder.
Yeah. Maybe make some block.
So Sunder does 12 damage at the moment to the frontliner.
Go towards killing them. Are we gonna? I think we should play capacitor, right, for the heal.
Oh yeah, that's definitely going out. It's just
I'm kind of wondering if we hologram cool-headed plus here actually. Since we have 8 energy anyway, we'd like to see. I guess Sunder gives us that. That's your point. Sunder is one way to spend energy.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's just the guarantee
capacitor,
of like bird doesn't affect us past this point.
Yeah. Well, we can bullseye strike and then bird doesn't affect us. Bird's dead.
Oh,
Bird's
that's true. 3.
I know. It's amazing, right? It's like I always forget this.
Yeah, let's default back to that play. I like that a lot more.
Oh, I think I was looking at the draw pile. I was like, why don't we have a cool-headed plus? Because we don't have a cool-headed plus. It's in the draw.
Mm-hmm. That'll do.
Are we going to upgrade Hyper Beam, or are we actually going to just rest and have Blessing of the Forge upgrade Hyper Beam when we have to deal with slavers?
It's a good question, right?
Mm.
I think it depends on how much damage we take in this fight, and also, you know, whether or not that's an event. It could just be the library and we take HP so that we can upgrade the Hyper
Yeah.
Beam.
It's not a bad idea, actually. This turn's all right.
Should have done that in the other order. I was already off to say it as well. This is the inability to playing the Hyper Beam. Incoming damage is 4, 12. Literally, incoming damage is 1 right now.
Yeah, I think so. I think we just end
0.
turn, right? Nice. Nice. Pocketwatch. It's so good.
Extremely powerful relic right there. So 7 with 12 is 19. It's 1 over the amount the enemy is doing at the moment. That's fine.
Maybe we don't have to take any more damage. I certainly wouldn't mind that.
Especially with the Sunder left in the deck, it seems more reasonable.
Now, given that Chosen is an elite, I'm expecting to get a mummified hand from this fight.
Mm-hmm. I'll cross my fingers and hold my breath. No more damage. There's a Sunder left in the deck.
We're approaching the final turn.
Well, there's the Sunder.
Unfortunately, it do not get the kills, but we can like cool-headed dual cast and be fine.
Yeah. The excess is 16 on this, literally 1 incoming
30.
damage. I think we get the zap out.
Sure, take the 1.
Yeah, and then the 1 also gives us excess damage with the static discharge.
Yeah, and then the fight's done. It just keeps us from ever taking any damage from here on out. Like, I think that probably... Oh, wow. I think so, because I think at that point we're done with Frost for the fights where that's part of our plan.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest trouble that we're having right now is our only real game plan for killing things is lightning, and we don't make a lot of it. There's Doom and Gloom.
It's come back to us. The store is guaranteed to be on our path upcoming as well. I think we still just take it.
This is pretty good. The Focus Potion is tempting, admittedly, and Aggregate is good now too, but I think there's our answer, because part of what makes it so good is that we only need the one dark orb in most cases, right?
We're still yet to have a really good aggregate run. Got 3 elites we would have to take out with this. We have to rest.
Yeah, I agree. Aggregate's it's very takeable now, man, with the buff. Do we even need to upgrade this? Maybe it's dual cast first and see where it hits.
Yes, because the amount of energy is not really the limiting factor of this hand.
Oh, and then we could potentially, like, yeah, if you vuln pot the back, then we kill 2 of them.
I like that.
And that saves the blessing for, like, book.
This is also really good because the vuln pot, like, it's good with hyper beam and it's good with sunder, but we don't have that many hands that can capitalize on it. So being able to use it here with kind of, you know,
yeah,
you shouldn't expect that it's going to be like, this is going to kill the boss for us, right? Which it sometimes does in other characters.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes this turn a monster. Like, this is maybe going to be a 0 damage.
I shouldn't have played the zap. It does nothing because of the focus loss, and it prevented our pocket watch. That's my bad.
Oh, that's funny. This is still a fine turn though. Have to play the defend here.
Nice. Well, we're healing a little at least.
Oh, you can heal for more. You can hologram the static. We can be at max health as we leave this fight.
Let's do it. No damage.
Might as well be. Boom.
Gotta finish it with the Sunder when you have the ability.
Yeah, of course. Defrag number 2.
We have so many orb interactions right now.
Yeah. Oh, I'm all over it. So this is kind of like the thing we talked about on Silent, the idea of, ooh, I love Art of War too. Wow, we've got really good relics.
Extremely.
With Silent, we talked about, like, up to Ascension 15 or so, you can make the deck of just good across the board interactions, footworks and dodge and rolls, and then eventually your piercing whales and wraith forms or something. And I think Defect is the same way, to where you can get a long ways up your Ascensions by just throwing all the defragments in the deck, right? You just put the basic power sources of focus and orbs, and then put some orbs in your deck, and it'll be good enough.
And then you get up towards, 15, 20, and you're like, biased cognition is like a defrag that does twice as much on turn 1.
That's pretty good.
So there is part of me that's looking at the Blessing in the Forge literally just to knock the sneaky gremlin out. There's a world where we could even try and hologram the bullseye, use it again, and then 50-50 with the lightning orb. I don't think that's important. We only take 1 damage here, and we don't really do, outside of the the Sunder, which isn't going to be huge next turn, and the Hyper Beam,
I like this
which
Blessing.
isn't necessary next turn either.
And the reason is on the line of that, but it's that it also procs Gremlin Horn right here. Makes our turn better. And if we had drawn an attack there, then we can guarantee killing the front line.
You know what?
We didn't.
Let's Capacitor Static and just let Pocketwatch take it.
That seems like an awesome turn.
1 damage.
Take our 1 damage to get some lightning, get ahead in the fight.
Ooh, and the Sunder is still enough for the kill, and then we keep the Doom and Gloom. Hell yeah.
Nice. Nice.
Sunder, Doom, and Gloom. Cool, yeah.
Oh my. There was like a world where we just multicast here, especially if we had Bullseye on the boss.
That world may still exist. It's 36 damage, rather, that we could put out at the moment.
I don't know. Maybe we just proc Pocketwatch here. Pocketwatch. So that we're more likely to find...
Hyper Beam, I guess? And then destroy these.
Defrags and Glacier. We're getting a summon next turn, so we want to be able to push out some damage, right? Are we gonna play it? Maybe it's Glacier? Hyper?
No, it's Cool-Headed Hyper. That will draw literally through the entire deck. And then we use the defrags literally just to get back on a good amount for the frost orbs.
Okay, I like it. There's a world where we let these hit us.
That may be the one that I was overlooking. Okay, the world where we let them hit us. Well, the problem is if we generate any block, they're just going to have to take it before they do that, and then we take 30 damage afterwards with 2 elites? No, just 1 elite still upcoming.
Yeah, no, I agree. I like the original plan. We cool-headed first and see what it makes, but I think... And then that would let us defragment. And then the glacier. Yeah, it's perfect. Cool. This is what Hyper Beam was born to do. Was make me money.
Much money. So wait, that and then the glacier, and then we can even play the other defragment as well as some defense. Do we play the other defrag? It's only 4 block at the moment.
Yes, because it's also damage, right? Unless it loses us. Does it not get us to another threshold? Oh yeah, it's worth.
No, it gets us to the threshold. Cool. Everything would have done that as well, but this is obviously persistent.
That was a huge turn.
Really pleased with it. Well, let's just get 1 off lethal here.
With the exception of the Birdface turn, we got 5 relics in a row that were all related to draw and/or energy generation.
Which this whole character is related intensely to those two.
Draw and energy generation, exactly. Honestly,
we just take another cool head.
Maybe I would feel okay being Skippy here. Cool-headed feels okay. If Sweeping Beam were upgraded, I think I would click on it. We do want to make sure that we have enough density of basic AoE to not just die to to Reptomancer. I would be happy to find an Electrodynamics because then I don't have to make those clicks, right? I think Cool-headed is acceptable. I don't think that we would really regret it, but it's another thing that's not killing enemies, and that's where we're struggling. But you're never very many cards away from finding that answer.
I think if it was upgraded, yes. Maybe not at the moment.
Instead, no.
It locks us out of the next store, but it gives us a removal without increasing the cost in the stores.
Which is pretty nice, and we definitely want to do that.
Just a basic strike out of the deck, I guess?
Honestly, I think removing a basic strike might improve our damage. Yeah.
Let's do it. I mean, it's also possible we go in here and something's on sale and we can still buy it.
Yeah. It's not like we had... Oh, that's... Raps. That's tough,
That's my
man.
mad face.
That's tough. Oh, we had Courier too, actually. The removal here was cheaper. Maybe we made a mistake.
Oh, yeah, no, I knew the removal here was cheaper. It's just, it doesn't increment the cost of it for the rest of the run, right? Was the limiting change there. Hey, I'm glad we didn't get the frozen
optionality. Yeah, this is fine.
10-hour run.
We move on. We made a very reasonable call there, and the on sale bias cognition is just salt. It's just salt. We should use it to make our food taste better instead of pouring it in our eyeball.
Well said. This is just boot sequence Sundo.
Thoughts for charge battery on that turn with Pocketwatch coming?
Wouldn't have let us play the frost. I guess I was prioritizing the frost as a must-have.
Static discharge is the must-have. That's clear. Is this blessing?
Could well be, right?
I'll say this: we're not going to have trouble with Bronze Automaton because Lizard Tail in the worst case, and in the best case, we build up enough damage with the Dark Orb. And we have a lot of health. As long as we have a lot of health, we should be able to save Lizard Tail, and I think that substantially improves our Act 4. And a blessing on this turn goes a long way towards that goal.
Speaking of what we can save, though, can we save the blessing? Does that need to go out here, right? Because we use Steam Barrier. We block for 8. We put a defrag out as well. So that's a block for 9. That blocks the first 7. It gets 1 from the following 7. Then this Frost Orb, if we use any extra orbs this turn, just evokes as well. As it evokes, it gives us 6 blocks, so we only take 1 more damage. Static Discharge gives us another 2 out on the field. I think we can get away without using the upgrade potion here.
Then let's do it.
So the turn on
This is
aggregate
certainly a great fight for that.
Is static, defrag, steam, zap, and bullseye.
I like it.
So we take 2 damage and we dealt a huge amount.
Holy moly.
And then we multicast for the win.
Yeah, good call, Raps.
Oh my god, passive gold out the wazoo! Alright. Alright, I guess.
Maw. And oh yeah, I forgot that we had the fish.
Mm-hmm.
Bullheaded is back, if you've changed your mind.
It's okay. It's easy to forget that we have the fish. It was hiding. It's coy. We have a hologram here that we can take as well. I think it's really hard for us to justify taking the barrage without just...
Actually, no, I like this barrage a lot.
Really?
Yeah. With the capacitor in the deck, I have been consistently surprised by how relevant and upgraded barrage is in the in-game with 6 or more orb slots. It makes your Act 4 elite fight so much better. If you get any sources of strength, like all of a sudden a cultist potion wins your time eater fight, even without the dark orb, it's good.
I do see the value in it. I just feel like I often drafted around the max value I can get out of it, and then I very seldom got it.
Oh, yeah. You don't need to do 2. It doesn't need to be Watcher. Like, if it does 40 damage for 1, that's pretty good.
It's very true. It's very true. I wish I could just give him AoE weak here. Take 3.
Gosh.
Static them all.
No lie. That would be awesome. I would take a blind in this run, absolutely. Blind plus. How about a crippling cloud? That'd be pretty nice.
Can we get the prismatic shard? We played a prismatic shard run last run, and frankly, at this point, I'm just addicted to the prismatic shard. I knew it was going to happen.
We just need more stinky cheese.
All my cheese smells too good is the thing. We can hollow back a Sunder, use a strike and a turbo, and then Sunder one of them. Just get one off the field.
I like that. And then just start going. And then it begins. The killing.
Doesn't it just? Damn, that defrag actually. Now we take 1 damage this turn, and we generate 2 with the static. Oh, perfect. We're off to the races. Do we just throw the extra cool-headed in here and try and take no damage for the rest of the run? No, that's not possible. We need the damage source from it.
Yeah. That's the one gambit for our deck, right? Is that particularly depending on what we've drawn, we just stop doing damage. I guess Hyper Beam helps us close.
7, 4, 4. Wow, we do it again. 19. Oh, that's no fun.
Wait a minute. Doom and Gloom Barrage wins. Oh, I guess that wins too.
Oh, it's pre-upgraded. Oh, it's up against Boot Sequence and Reinforced Body. Oh, it's not Boot Sequence. That opening hand doesn't necessarily do that much.
I think we take this barrage, and I think we upgrade the other barrage, and then I feel so much better about the types of challenges we were getting worse at.
Okay.
I'm serious. I think that was a huge upgrade to the deck.
As in, like, we prioritize that over defrag? Over Hyper Beam before
defrag.
the next floor?
Over multi? Maybe not. Maybe this is defrag. Going into a boss and whatnot.
Yeah.
Since we got the other... If we hadn't gotten the Barrage Plus, I think honestly, I think I was going in on the barrage.
Mm-hmm. Wouldn't have been entirely opposed, to be honest. Do we try and put the Plasma Orb at the front line? Just the Dooms out?
What if we don't? Because we try to get to Capacitor so that we can have a multicast, hologram multicast turn with the Dark Orb. Is that like, am I swinging for the fences when I could just be the pinata is right in front of me, so just hit the pinata?
I think so, because there are so many frost generations between us and that combo.
And we want to use them, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So in that case, maybe it's Zap Doom and Gloom.
Well,
we're gonna find that capacitor. It's in here somewhere. Oh. This is okay.
18 and 32 is 50 total.
Do we need to bless?
The blessing doesn't give us the ability to take down either of the minions.
Sure it does. Right? Oh, we can't afford this under. Well, no, yeah, because you go barrage, duel, and then bullseye
duel as
Sunder.
well. Right, I forgot that duel was going to be 0 cost and playable. Honestly, this is a good suite of cards to upgrade for this fight. If we're using the potion in this fight, if we feel like we are ever using the potion in this fight, we use it now.
Agreed. And I certainly feel... Definitely makes it feel a lot safer, right?
We have to use the barrage before the dual cast, but we really want to... No, I mean, it doesn't matter. This dual cast is not going to do damage. Got it.
Nice.
1 down plus an extra card. Do we?
I guess. Yeah, what would we hologram? Honestly, it might just be
Sunder again?
bullseye. Oh, I like that. I like that.
Charge battery is only 1 damage to take from the enemy here.
Yeah. That's smart.
Do we want to get 11 in against the orb, or do we're never getting the debuff on the bronze automaton? We're not playing.
We just
bullseye
don't
that
have
many
enough
times.
debuff clear, right? And maybe we never will this run. I've been happy with the bullseye as it is, though.
Mm-hmm. It's doing quite well for itself.
Where are you at, capacitor?
Hold.
Yeah. Turbo multicast here feels... There it
Just
is.
feels like it's not enough.
Question is, are we allowed to play static discharge? And the answer may be no.
I think it is no. I think we have to gestate the Dark Orb and go off with a big turn.
At least that feels like the safest path, right? Gestate. That's good. This is... We're gestating.
So few gestate effectively. Hang on. If we defend, and then we do turbo out the static discharge, we only take 1 hit. We get the 2 orbs out. That's 14 damage this turn, 14 damage next turn. It's consistent. The enemy is going to have that large damage turn, the 57. That would be the one that would attempt to blow up our Dark Orb.
Yeah.
No,
right.
we want to fill this with glaciers. Yeah, no, we don't.
And this not turboing here also gives us the Pocketwatch draw.
$120?
Pretty good.
Is it good enough? Or is it charge battery, cool-headed, hope for a glacier? Because if we just leave this long enough, we will win the fight. The enemy is not going to do 66 to us before the Dark Orb blows up and kills them.
Yeah, exactly. I think you just cool-headed. I think we're just... It's too bad. The boot sequence would have been nice in the next hand, for sure. Yeah, this fight's just done, right?
Mm-hmm.
Put the Blanc online. And the barrages are actually hella damage, too.
They are. There's a lot of me right now that is thinking, do we just throw the 2 barrages? Like, because we're healing full out of this fight anyway.
Mm-hmm. Look at that card. It's trying to do 36 for you. That's pretty nice. That's good. That's a Sunder.
It is doing very, very well. I'm a little ashamed I didn't necessarily want to take it earlier.
It grew up so strong.
I apologize.
No, Barrage it was a weird... I went through... I used to always pick it, and then I was like, it's not good enough for Ascension 20. And then I figured out that it was, and I started picking it again. And, you know, this deck just needed cards that said attack and do a lot of damage. And that's a problem that I have with defect a lot. I often build defect decks that just all of a sudden get to a fight and I'm like, wait, how do I do 40? You're like very good at blocking for 80, you know, and like on turn 10 you do infinite damage, but how do I just do 40 damage now?
Yeah.
I love the Seek.
I find a lot of the time for me, the position for that is, you know, the resummoned gremlins, the collectors, torch heads, the darklings next floor as well.
Yes, yeah, we have to kill those. Yeah, 100%.
Let's take this Seek. Check it. Oh, my brain. Why?
No, it's so good, man.
I know, but my brain though. It'll give us the ability to like the multicast, turbo, etc. That all goes off guaranteed on the right turn.
The inserter is also good.
And we do have barrages. We have the ability to support that. We have a lot of orb related things right now. If we had a consume, I'd feel better about it, but also we may find a consume next floor. We're probably going to go to a couple stores. We have the courier.
There is an argument to be made that in some ways, and this is, I think it's not the strongest argument because Runic Pyramid's really good, right? Being able to play the right thing on the right turn is so strong. But there's an argument to be made that we are losing some value by taking Pyramid because we reduced our cycling. Right now with Pocketwatch, we can cycle through the whole deck just about as fast as we want and cycle back around to play whatever card we need to play, right?
So if there are cards that we want to play multiple times outside of hologram, that's going to be a lot harder for us.
Exactly.
I'm more than happy to take the inserter. And I don't think we'll be sad about it at all. I think it will. Do we have to make sure we leave every fight on 1 to get the value out of the inserter as much as we can?
We don't have to.
We don't have to.
Tis a game. Tis a game.
But perhaps we will. That is going to be something that you'll see in the next act, which is going to be linked in the description down below. I saw that we've gotten to an hour for this one, and also the deck is quite complicated, so I imagine the other ones are probably going to be pretty long, so...
That's smart, that's smart.
There are the links that you're looking for
multi-episode
in the description down below. Hope to see you there.